Hey guys, it is Wednesdays with Chasey Poo, and today we are talking about coming out more than once. I have had to do this, and I don't remember what this is actually in relation to completely 100%. I remember seeing a post, maybe, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to talk about how I originally came out as bisexual, then lesbian, then trans lesbian, then queer, and now what the fuck, I don't know. So I knew that I was attracted to girls when I was 12, but I didn't tell anyone because I was like, that's disgusting. But then I told one of my friends, and I have two best friends. One of them was like, oh, whatever, my brother is gay. And then the other one was like, that's disgusting. And I was like, but we're still friends? Okay, bro. I'm kidding, bro. That's rude. And then after a while, I don't even think I came out to anyone as lesbian. I think it just everyone just realized that I was only dating women, and they were like, I see you. But fuck man, I was the only one in my whole school. They wouldn't even let me start a fucking gay straight alliance. And then the second we graduate, 8 of y'all fucking people come out. Thanks for leaving me alone. Thank you. But anyways, I didn't really come out as a lesbian, but people just knew, and I was the only one out of my school of 3,000 fucking kids. But there was this one guy, and he was like, I'm not gay, I'm metrosexual. And he was like, I'm bisexual. And then he was like, I'm gay. And I was like, oh my god, I know. Trust me, this is what everyone goes through. Oh no, I'm just a butch. Oh no, I'm just bi. Oh no, I'm a lesbian. I feel like this is such a common thing where people don't want to admit it. Except, this is a while ago, right? I graduated high school in 2008. Oh my goodness, I am old. I'm kidding. But kids these days are coming out as queer and pansexual when they're 14, and I'm like, where were you when I was young? Seriously though, what the fuck? Where do we live? What kind of amazing place do we live in now? Anyways, there's still a lot of hate though, but I think it's really cool that kids are able to express themselves more and be like, yeah, I'm pansexual. And I'm just like, you know what that word is? I didn't even know what that word is until I was 19 or something, or 21. But anyway, so I did not come out to my dad as any of these things. He just kind of find out. He was asking me questions one day about school, and he was like, so do you have a girlfriend? And I was like, he knows. And then it was kind of the same thing with trans, because, didn't tell him. And he was just found out on Facebook, and then he called me and he was like, what are these pills you're gonna be taking? Oh, do I have anything in my teeth? Oh, that would suck. I just filmed 6 videos. What is that? It's disgusting. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Because I had things in my teeth before because I had a smoothie. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've got stuff all over my teeth. This is so embarrassing. I've been working really hard at making these videos. I have a lot of anxiety right now too. But I believe that coming out more than once happens to a lot more people than we think. Some people have to come out as straight and cis, and that's really hard. I'm kidding, I'm such an asshole right now, sorry. I had a smoothie and I'm jumping. And some maple syrup, so I'm all sugar all over the place. But, what time is it? I'm hungry, it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. Do you like grilled cauliflower? Because that is my new favorite thing. I think I'm gonna make that with sweet potato. What the hell is the topic of this week again? Oh yes, coming out more than once. So I think that in relation to different identities is a thing, but I also think it's a thing for people having to come out as trans to more than once to their parents. Not because they have 2 parents or they have 3 parents or 1 parent or anything like that, because sometimes they don't get it, and you have to be you come out to them and oh okay, and then they completely forget, and then you have to be hey, remember that time I told you I'm tran? Could you respect that? And they're oh no, you never told me, and you're I told you. So that sucks. And then having to come out as trans over and over again to all of your family. So you could do me, hey, you could do something that I did. I wouldn't do what I did, but this is what I did. I didn't tell anyone, they just found out. Now, there's pros and cons to that. I have a lot of anxiety, and I have a problem telling people. I could barely, oh my god, I don't know why. I was so embarrassed to be I'm trans. I feel people didn't take me seriously because I didn't look male. But now, which is very fucking problematic, I'm very aware of that. But I feel I told, my dad and my stepmom knew, and then my aunts found out, and I think they spread it through the family, which is just like all my cousins, and like I've talked about my cousins before, and it's just weird because like I just always want to know, like, how did they know? How did they find out? Who told who? How did they say it? And that's the one thing, a part of me really wants to know how they said it, but I don't want to know because they probably said, old name wants to be a boy. Something like that. Which is actually probably exactly what happened. I'd rather not know because I feel like I'm like starting to have a relationship with my family again, like my extended family, which I grew up with, like my aunts, because I didn't have any siblings when I was younger, right? And I didn't have a mom, so it was like my 2 aunts and then all their kids, which were like almost all girls except like 3. So it was like interesting to like grow up with them and then like not talk to them for like 8 years and then now talk to them because we went to a funeral and then a wedding together. But I don't know, it's interesting. Also, damn, that lighting right now just looks so good. I think it's because my camera wasn't plugged in and then I plugged it in and now it just looks really bright and I'm like, Anyways, that's what I have to say about this week's topic, about coming out and stuff like that. It's really interesting topic though. Thank you for whoever suggested it. Maybe it was one of us, who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think. And like, have you ever come out like multiple times as different identities or the same identity, like the same fucking people or like different people in your family? Like some people write letters to their whole family. I don't know, whatever. I was already not talking really to my family anyways before I came out, so, because they live far and it's like, whatever. Anyways, I'm bad. Have a great week. Love you. Bye.